I'm just connecting the software to Facebook. I'm looking forward to get connected to Facebook as well. So then we can go live on three platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I am blessed to be here. And I hope you enjoy the topic of today's live. So, I can see that Hossein is here. Welcome, Hossein. It's great to have you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I can see Hamid Reza. Hamid Reza is here. Welcome, Hamid Reza. It's great to have you. The topic of today's talk is brand personality. And this is a very, very important topic because as a business owner, at some point of a time, I have problems in communicating with my audience, and I know that a lot of people, a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs have the same problem. So that's why I would like to share with you about brand personality so that to put you on ease and you exactly know how to communicate with your audience. So having said that, I would like to ask you a few questions and then jump into the topic. So, if you have ever wondered, oh my God, how should I write a copy for my website? How should I talk? What should be the tone of voice? Okay, even a copy, a writing has a tone of voice. Should it be friendly or should it be serious? Should it be formal or should it be casual? How should I convey my message to my audience? Or probably something that a lot of entrepreneurs do, they look at a competitor and they kind of copy or model their style of copy. For example, they look at a competitor and see, oh my God, their tone of voice is really casual and funny. So they model the same process for their own copy. And sometimes what is really detrimental is that you copy different people and different brands for different kind of copies that you want to use. For example, one time you use a formal approach, and another time in another piece of document you use a casual approach. Why? Because you saw that casual approach engages more people. Or if you're a coach or you're a speaker, one time you use let's say a funny approach in your speaking, and the next time what you do you use a very casual approach. So if that's what you do, I would like to recommend you to stop doing it. Because if your tone of voice or the way that you communicate with your audience changes from one platform to another platform, or from one piece of communication to another piece of communication, you are confusing your audience about your brand personality. And that means they lose trust in you. Okay, so first thing first, just stick to a way that you communicate to your audience and continue doing that. Because if they see you as a very serious person or a very serious brand and formal, and in the next piece of communication, they see you jolly and happy and funny and making jokes, they would think, oh my God, who is this person? Can I trust him or her or not? And a confused mind always says no. Okay? A confused mind always says no. So stick to a personality for your brand and continue doing that. And I will tell you in this live how you can choose the right personality. Okay? Just stick with me. I can see many people has joined us. Flourishing You. Uh, it's It's a bit confusing today because I cannot see all the names. I don't know what is happening. I see half of the names, so I mainly see your last name. But I would like to welcome you. I can see Thakar, uh, Saleh Nejad. I can see Mandana. Welcome, Mandana. I can see Sherry. Also, Hamid Razaz is still here. Thank you so much. And thank you for the love that you're sharing. Thank you for the thumbs up and the hearts you're sharing. I really appreciate that. And also, I can see that we are live on Facebook too. And one person, a couple of people are with us on Facebook. I can't see your name, but I really appreciate that you are taking away this time from your business and joining me in this live. So, for people who joined us just now, I am talking about brand personality and how it can help you create the kind of content that connects to your audience, builds trust, and finally helps you make a sale. Because that is the main purpose of business. Of course, not the main, but it is the purpose of any business which is made for making a profit, right? So it is super important that you stick to a way of communication, to a tone of voice, so that you can build trust with your audience. And that only happens when you define a personality for your brand. Okay, when you define a personality for your brand, that is when you can create a tone of voice for that brand. Okay, and I will tell you how that happens. Um, by sticking to a personality for your brand, what you can do, you can attach some human traits to your brand and create a meaning behind that brand for your audience. And that is exactly what brand personality means. I want to grab your attention to the definition so that you get a clear understanding of, oh my God, what is she talking about? It is simple. It is simple. Just bear with me. Brand personality is a set of human characteristics that are attributed to a brand name. And why should you do that? Why should you connect some human attributes to your brand? Have you ever thought about it? Why should you do that? The reason is when you attach some human personality to your brand, people see your brand as something far more important than the service or the product you are offering. And this way, you can separate yourself from so many other people in the market who do not do that. Okay? So you want people to see you as a far bigger thing, not only a product or a service. If they see you as a provider of a product or service, you will be a commodity. And when they see you as a commodity, they start bargaining with you, asking for lower prices or devaluate your services. But when you attach a human personality to your brand, then they see you as a live being. And that's when they can trust you more. They want to work with you if you build your brand right, and they make purchases. Okay, so it is super important that you create a brand personality for your brand. And that actually is not something that I made up. Actually, this is the first time it was introduced. It was by Carl Jung, the psychologist. So what he did, he just introduced a concept as collective unconscious. And he said that it's a concept originally coming from what we inherited from our ancestors. So what Jung says is really powerful. He says, as human beings, we are born with a set of beliefs and unconscious mind that has some meaning attached to different personalities and different situations. And it doesn't matter which part of earth you were born in. It doesn't matter which race, it doesn't matter what kind of religion you pick on during your lifespan, or what is the culture of your family. As a species, we are born with a set of unconscious understanding. For example, let me give you an example. This way, it is much easier to understand. For example, it doesn't matter who we are, where we were born, we have an understanding about the hero personality. Okay? We love heroes. We love the personality of a strong person who helps others and make their life easier and make a difference in their life. It doesn't matter how old we are, what culture we have, what language we speak. It is in our collective unconscious. We understand the concept of a hero, the concept of an outlaw, the concept of a regular person. Okay? So, based on that, Carl Jung made a big contribution into branding world, and he introduced, as I said, the collective unconscious concept and archetypes. And he made my job easier as a brand master. He made my job easier by talking about the archetypes. And later on, of course, in the branding world, 12 archetypes was created, and it is used in the branding world. So I don't want to tap into, I don't want to go into details of archetypes, but I just want you to know that there are 12 archetypes in branding that you can use based on your personality, your brand's role, and of course your audience personality, and pick an archetype that serves you the most, and create your communication around that personality. So, okay, let's see who is joining us here now. I can see Fearless. He is here. Welcome. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for all the love that you are sharing. It's amazing. I can see also people are on Facebook. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave it in the comment area, and I will answer your questions after. And I would love to hear from you. All right, so for the people who joined us just now, I'm talking about brand personality and how it can help you communicate with your audience effectively so that you can make a sale. So, having said that, when you pick a personality for your brand and connect human attributes to your brand, that is when you can improve your communication with your audience dramatically. Okay, so having said that, I would like to tap into how you can do that. That's the golden question. How can I pick a personality for my brand? So, if you are a solopreneur, meaning if you are the only person in your business, that is super easy, because easily you can inject your own personality into your brand. Okay, so is it the best way to do it? Well, it's the most it's the easiest way, but it might not be the most effective way, because your personality is, of course, valuable. The only thing is that it might not be what your audience are looking for. So, for example, if you are a coach, okay, and you have a very jolly and funny personality, it might not be exactly what your audience are looking for in a coach. Okay, you need to think about the role you are playing in your audience life as a coach. um, you are the guide for them. You are there to give them guidance, hold their hand, and help them achieve their goals. So probably in that sense, having a jolly and funny personality is not exactly what they are looking for. Probably they are looking for a sage, someone who knows the answer and can guide them, mentor them, take them to the outcome that they are looking for. So, and so sometimes it creates confusion. Oh, okay, so what is happening with my authenticity? Well, something that I learned from Seth Godin and really resonated with me is that sometimes we confuse the authenticity meaning into business and marketing, because when it comes to marketing, you need to play a role for your audience. And that's how we are generally. Even just forget the business, just look at life for a second. The way you carry yourself when you are with your spouse is totally different with when you are with a person who is an acquaintance. Okay, you do not behave the same way. So what is happening to your authenticity, right? So authenticity doesn't mean that you should act and behave the same with everybody, right? You need to pick a role, the right role based on that relationship. And your relationship as a business owner is different with your audience compared to your spouse or to your best friend. Okay, so you need to think of your role in your audience life and pick the right personality and connect human attributes to that personality and create your brand around that personality. Okay, and of course you can insert a little bit of your own personality too. So getting back to the example of being a coach, if you're a jolly person, if you are funny and you always make jokes, you need to be a sage for your audience. Having said that, add a little bit of your jolly personality to that. But the main personality that you choose as a coach should be a sage. Okay? So, how about if you have a team? How can you create a personality for your brand if it's not only you, if there are a number of people working with you and your business is growing? How about that? Well, the same thing. First of all, you need to spend some time on it and go deep in it and think, what personality attracts your audience? What is the role of your brand in their life? I give you an example, a very familiar example. Okay, so think of Starbucks coffee for a moment. Okay, so just remember how they talk to their audience, what kind of visual representations they use. Remember their logo, the color they are using, and how they decorate their coffee shops. Okay. Now I'll tell you about the personality that they are using. And then all of a sudden it will make a lot of sense. So, Starbucks is a really powerful example of creating a brand around an archetype and around a personality. The personality that they choose is the explorer. The explorer. So the explorer is one of the 12 archetypes that has huge meaning in branding, and it, again, is coming from Carl Jung theory of personalities and archetypes. So just imagine a person who is very much into the nature, a person who wants to be in the nature, go out, have some like adventures, go mountain climbing, go in the ocean, and do stuff like anything that comes with adventure in the nature. That's mainly the explorer personality, putting it in a very simple way. Okay, so what Starbucks does, they are focused on this group of people, and they represent themselves as an explorer personality brand. So what they do, when you go inside a Starbucks coffee shop, you see everything, all the decorations in wood and metal, and without without consciously knowing, you feel like you're in a ship with all the metals and all the wood that you see. It gives you a sense of being an explorer on a ship. Even their logo, the logo, the face that they use, it's a sea goddess. So although you might not know that, oh my god, this logo represents sea goddess, but it conveys the message of an exploration, and it triggers the explorer personality within you. You might not be an explorer person most of the time. It might not be your dominant personality, but all of us have the 12 personality archetypes. Okay, so when you're in a Starbucks, you feel like an explorer, and it triggers that sense for you. And for explorers, what is really important in life is the experience. They want to experience life, they want to experience adventure. And this is exactly the message that Starbucks uses. They always emphasize on the experience when you have a sip of their coffee. They don't say, oh, we bring our coffee from Colombia and we are the best coffee maker. They might say it a little bit in some of their copies, but their main emphasis is on the experience of having a high quality coffee. And that's how they satisfy the need within you for exploration. Okay, so having said that, I have a question for you. What is the brand personality that works for your business? Just think about it and go deep into your audience life and think, what is the personality that your audience is looking for that specific problem that they have and you can solve, and then connect human attributes to that personality around your brand. And this way you would be able to create a human personality for your brand. And that separates you from the rest of the competition, because now you can create a meaning far beyond your services and far beyond your product to your brand that connects with your audience and helps them to make a decision and make a purchase. So having said that, I would like to hear your comments. If you find this topic helpful, just let me know in a comment. And if you have questions, let me know. If you like this topic, there are so much more information that I can share with you. So that's why it is really important for me to hear from you. If you like this topic, I can talk more around this topic the next week. And if not, I can switch to something else that you can like. You would like. So I can see more people joined us. Fariba is here. Atta is here. Welcome. It is great to have you. Sina is here. Great to have you, Sina. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Mariam is here. It's awesome to have all of you. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I would love to hear your comments. And actually, one thing that I shouldn't forget is that the concept of creating a brand personality could be a bit complicated, could seem a bit complicated, but I have made it very easy for you in my workbook, which is called 9-Step Roadmap to Building Your Brand. So feel free to go to my bio on Instagram, open the link, and you will find the 9-Step Roadmap to Building Your Brand workbook. In that workbook, I talk about brand personality, and I give you some questions and some exercises that you can extract the personality that works for you and gives you some ideas how to create a brand personality for your brand. So feel free to download it on Facebook and on YouTube. I will leave the link in the text post so that you can get access to it. And if there is anything that I can help you with when it comes to branding and marketing, feel free to get in touch with me. And remember, there is no bad question. There is no bad question. I would love to answer your questions and give you comments that add value. So right now we are at the end of this live. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you. You could do so many other things, but you decided to show up and join me in this live. Have a great time and looking forward to see you next week.